It's 8:11. 11:50 WJBO. It's Madonna's Ray of Light song there. We could use a little of that right about now. Not so much the song, but the light itself. It is 8:11. Kevin Meeks and Karen Henderson, Baton Rouge's Morning News. And now we'll talk to an attorney, principal of Giampolo Law Group, and founder of Philly, that's Philly, PhillyGayLawyer.com, Angela D. Giampolo. Am I saying your last name correctly, Giampolo?
That is perfect.
Got it. Well, let's talk a little bit. You were an attorney that represents lesbians and gays and bisexuals and transgenders often, and we're talking about the Supreme Court has agreed to take up the California case as to whether or not gay people have the same constitutional right to same-sex marriage as heterosexuals have to opposite-sex marriage. So what say you, Angela?
Well, it's also very important to note that they did not just take up the Prop 8 California case, which deals with state rights, but they also took up the Windsor case, which challenges DOMA, the federal statute declaring that marriage in the United States is between a man and a woman, and what that means to the average person on the federal level. If you are in a state that recognizes gay marriage, which you guys in Louisiana are not, but if you're in one of the other 9 states or the District of Columbia and you are married to your same-sex partner, there are 1,138 rights that you are not privy to that your heterosexual counterpart, married couple, is. Out of those 1,138, there are a few that have severe financial and legal repercussions, Social Security benefits, and tax exemptions. So the case that the Supreme Court chose to take up in DOMA, the Windsor case, there's a plaintiff, Edie Windsor, and her partner were together for 42 years. Married in Toronto. Canada recognizes gay marriage. So they were married in Toronto and lived in New York. And so their marriage is recognized both in Canada and in New York. Her partner passed away. And because federally they aren't recognized as married the way if you're married, if you passed away and you gave everything to your wife, she would not get an inheritance tax bill from the federal government because you're legally recognized. Edie Windsor, however, received a $363,000 tax bill because she's not recognized federally as being married to her partner of 42 years. So that's the DOMA. That's the Windsor case. And then additionally, which was shocking to all LGBT activists and conservatives alike, the Supreme Court took a huge step. Nobody thought they'd do it. I wrote an article. I predicted they were not going to do it. They also chose to hear the Prop 8 California case, which declared a constitutional ban against gay marriage as being unconstitutional, which your state has a similar ban.
That's
so
right.
Depending on how they rule, if they rule and say they uphold it, but they uphold it narrowly and say it only applies to California, when you wake up at the end of June and that decision comes out, nothing will change in Louisiana.
Angela,
however...
Go ahead. I did want to see if you had any feeling on where this is going, any sense of where the judges will land on this.
Justice Kennedy is going to be the swing vote, right? There's 9 justices, 4 clearly conservative and 4 clearly liberal on this issue. Justice Kennedy loves 2 things, states' rights and gay rights. So everybody's predicting that this will be very favorable towards LGBT rights. How I think it's going to go down is DOMA will clearly be declared unconstitutional. Prop 8, however, I think they're going to uphold the narrow holding and say that it only applies to California, and they're not going to upset the 41 states, including your own, that have some sort of ban against gay marriage. A sweeping Supreme Court ruling in favor of gay marriage would ultimately divide the nation roughly down the middle, as the courts decided in Brown v. Board of Education. So a lot of LGBT activists are declaring this to be the Brown v. Board of Education of gay rights. I just don't see this court doing that right now, and instead punting it for a couple of years and waiting until more states have gay marriage and then make a sweeping decision.
That's interesting. And do we have any idea when that ruling may come, Angela?
Yep, we're expecting that arguments will be held March 25th, 6th, 7th, and then the decision coming down at the end of June. So June 2013, we'll know.
Could make for an interesting summer. All right. Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Good talking to you. Angela D. Giampolo, LGBT lawyer, principal of Giampolo Law Group, and founder of PhillyGayLawyer.com. Thanks, Angela.
All right. Good luck with that tornado.
Thank you. It is 8:16 now, 11:50 WJBO.